Welcome, crafters. This is Eloise with Paper Fire Studio. I got lots to share. I'm going to do it really pretty quickly. I think a lot of you are going to be excited about my new textile covers for journals. I've decided to make up some kits so you kind of have all of the elements to go ahead and make some very unique and wonderful feeling journal covers. And I'm gonna kind of go through the samples first, and then I'll show you the sets that are going to be up in my shop and exactly what you're getting in your kit. So these were the two samples that I just finished, and you'll notice right off the bat there's two different sizes. Okay, there's a reason for that. You're going to see in a minute. We'll start with this one. All right, so this is, in my last video I talked about going to the Creative Reuse, and I got a lot of textiles there in these sizes that all I had to do was add a spine and the back page, and you'll see the size, they're exactly the same. So here's your spine, here's your back page, and I just went ahead and decorated the front, added some lace. I've got a cluster here at the top corner. I added a focal point with a book label holder here. This one's called Grace, and the inside of the journal is totally lined with canvas. Now this is the heavy canvas that I also have in my Etsy shop, and you'll see, if you'll kind of notice, the canvas I had hang over the edge. So everything has that frayed look to it. And so you have this beautiful texture of the textile. And then you've got the fluffiness of the canvas around the border. Oh my gosh, these were so fun to make. So let me lay that one here, because what else you're going to get in your kit besides this piece of textile, besides your spine, besides the back piece, is you get one more piece. So I decided to give you a choice on size. So if you look, and I opened this one up, this one is just one of the pieces folded in half. And for this one, you don't even need a spine. Everything is so sturdy with the book, with the textile already, that you don't even need a spine on this one. It's all one piece, and again, it's lined with the canvas. And you can see here I've added a focal point and added my latch. This has a little card that comes out. Did some of my rusty bits on it. This one is called Grow. Did a Tim Holtz metal piece on top. So you can see here the beauty of the textile. Let me show you the back. Oh, it's just beautiful. And I saw these and thought, oh, they would make such great journal covers, but I I got a lot of them. So I put some kits together, and now let me show you exactly what you're going to get in your kit. Let me lay these over to the side. So I have 5 sets of things that I've put together. I tried to put them together in really the look of how I would like it. These go together, this matches, and so let me show you what you're going to get. First off, you're going to get your front and your back. So here's your two pieces of textile that you're going to get in your kit. Now, again, if you can choose, this is set number 1. And with this, I picked out a spine. Because remember, this one is going to connect the front to the back. So all of the fabrics, I mean, all of the textiles really do blend together. So you're not going to make a mistake of how you put this thing together. So you can stitch your spine on. And I do want to say a word about the inside of the textile. You'll see here that it has paper. They do this in a sample book. They always have the paper. It talks about the textile. So if you pick this one, you've got an order number on it. I decided I'm just leaving it on because all it does is it gives it structure. It gives it a little more oomph to it for your book. So you're going to get a front piece. You're going to get a spine. You're going to get a back piece of your journal. And then you're going to get another piece. And this is the one I showed you that just folds in half. It could be you could use this for the front and fold one of these if you want. But this one I chose to fold. And again, you really don't even need a spine. And your lining fabric of the canvas is here. So you have enough to line 2 journals, one taller and one smaller because it's just folded in half. So you've got 2 sizes, just like what I showed you. And I decided to add one more thing. I decided to add a fabric flip. So these are, again, just little samples. They have the paper at the top for strength. All you got to do is back that. Now you can back this with paper. You could do coffee stain paper if you want for a journaling area on these. But this can fit, into your journal wherever you want, inside. And look how well it goes. I mean, it just goes with everything. So I decided, let me give you a fabric flip that you can play with as well. So that is set number 1. And I'm just going to go through these real quick. So now that you kind of have the idea, once I go through the sets, then I want to show you what else is coming in your kit. So I want to focus on just the covers right now. So that's set number 1. Set number 2, I decided to go with a little blue. And here are your pieces. So again, you can do that as the front. You can do this as the front. You can do this as the front or the back. You can do this as the front. And here's a pretty spine that goes with it. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And the canvas will line it. And then you can take the third cover and you can fold it, and now you've got another journal. You've got another journal to use. And again, enough lining to make your second journal. So that one is set number 2, and here's your fabric flip. This beautiful contrasting fabric. So that's the fabric flip that goes with set number 2. Set number 3, these do tend to be a little, and I personally like these, a little more monochromatic so that you can use color as accent pieces through here. Let me get, so again, in fact, I was gonna trim this one off, but here you've got a cover. You can do this as the back. You can look at this as the spine. Here's a fabric flip. And this could be the one that you fold in half, or it could be this one. It doesn't matter. So that is set number 3. And again, you get your canvas to line it. All right, set number 4. Oh, this one's also one of my favorites. Ah, they're so gorgeous. All right. Here can be your front. This could be your back. I mean, or that could be your front. I don't know what I would do. Here's your spine, a beautiful textured spine, and your fabric flip. Again, it's just this beautiful textile for a fabric flip in there. And this is the 3rd cover, which you can fold in half, or you could use this as the cover and fold one of those. I mean, it's just that the options that you get with this kit are really endless. And I did want to say a word too. When I did my journal, I didn't need this big of a piece. So I cut it in half, and then I had another piece to add onto my fabric flip to give it multiple layers in a fabric flip. So that's an idea too with the spine. It's probably a little wide for what you need, but that's okay. And again, your canvas lining for set number 4. And last but not least is set number 5. Look at these covers. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, this, I had a hard time giving this one up. It's just gorgeous. So you've got, again, these can swap. This could be your front, this could be your back. Here's a beautiful, I mean, look at the, I mean, it's just beautiful spine. And this fabric flip. Look at that fabric. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And here is the 3rd cover, which you can fold in half and make the journal. And that is the good news about using the canvas lining, because it is an extra heavy lining. It goes through your machine beautifully, but it gives these so much structure. You don't need to put an envelope in here or anything. The structure of the textiles are perfect for journals. All right, so that was number 5. Let me set that. So those will be all listed individually in my shop, but let me show you what else you're getting. I didn't want it to just be about covers. I wanted it to be about the journal as a complete unit. So I went through my stash and I had some fun getting some things out that I think would complement all of these colors. And we can start with lace. I am not going to coffee dye these. I am going to let whoever gets these to, if you want to tea dye them or coffee dye them. I just didn't want to do it, but they would look gorgeous with any of these covers. I did a thinner lace, a medium size lace, and then a kind of a lace pocket. Beautiful, beautiful laces. So you will get 3 laces. And then I did some printing on fabric. I don't know what kind of focal point you want to use in your journals, but I gave you a fabric photo to use somewhere in the journal. They're so beautiful. Oh, I love that picture. A couple of doilies that are coffee stained, again, that blend in perfectly. Gave you a little pocket, and then we get to the papers. Oh my goodness. I decided that for these journals, you need to have the coolest papers in these journals. So I went into my stash and I did some harvesting. This is my 1800s paper. That is gorgeous. And some of these will need probably a little help in the middle. I would put just some washi tape or some medical tape down the center just to strengthen the middle, but I just didn't want to take it apart. You can rip them apart and put them in your journal like this if you want, but I'm gonna let you do it. So there's one from the 1800s. This one, and I love, look at the contrast of colors. It's just gorgeous. This one is Old Ledger from 1935. And you look at the handwriting, it's so cool. So you're going to get a sheet of that. And then some miscellaneous pages. One of them had a map, I guess. These are pages from the early 1900s, and they're in French. So beautiful pages there to fit. I also gave you a piece of handmade paper. And you can coffee dye this, you can stamp on it. One side is really smooth, the other side has the texture on it. That's included. One of my vintage lined papers, and I'm also going to include a fabric printed, these are old French receipts, and I printed them on fabric, so you can tear them. You can use these as fabric flips in there. I mean, they're beautiful. They're just beautiful. So that's part of the kit. And then I went through my coffee stain papers, and you'll see here I have different kinds, and I get my papers, I do my own, and then I get some from various people, just because they get different shades than I do, and I just like that look. So you've got a little bit lighter. You've got one that really is going to highlight the wrinkles in the page. Then you've got, look at that color. Oh, it's beautiful. Then I've got some lace stained papers. A little bit lighter and a little bit darker. And then I put in an old sheet. This is actually from an old woodworking magazine, early 1900s, and an old piece of music paper as well. So you've got all of these, and let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of coffee stain, 7, 8, 9. And then you've got some of the half sheets there. So add to it what you want, but I thought this would be a good start in your kit for you to design a really beautiful, unique textile journal. And then you get a little metal circle to top it off. So those are coming up in my kit or in my shop as fast as I can get them in there. And I hope you have as much fun pulling together a focal point on these textiles that they're just so fun to make. And especially when everything is cut and ready to go for you, then you get to spend your creative energy on design. So I'm excited about these. I hope you are too. You're going to see more up in my site just because I'm hooked on these textiles. They're so fun. So, all right, that's all I got today. I hope you're having a good weekend, and I look forward to another week of crafting. Go make it a great day.